At last, we've come to the final confrontation. Ruin to the Empire. Glory to Fargus.
Because the Alliance are still or no more.
Of course, to be perfectly honest, I would have much preferred to march against the Empire at the head of the Alliance.
Part 2. Azure Moon. Verdant Rain Moon. Our chosen paths. The Kingdom Army has captured Fort Mercius. Managing troops from the now stable Western Kingdom and former Alliance territory, the Kingdom Army returns to Garreg Mach to regroup and reorganize its forces. With sufficient might to challenge the Empire, the Kingdom Army finalizes their plans to march on Enbar, the Imperial capital.
Ah, there you are. His Highness was looking for you.
Where is he?
He's gone ahead and started interrogating the prisoner, Viscount Kleiman's man. He said he'd like for you and I to be present as well. Will you come with me?
Very well. Let's go.
I cannot overlook your reckless remarks. Are you really so keen to lose your head?
I only did what I believed was right. I swear to the goddess that I'm not lying. Amidst the turmoil of the tragedy, Lady Patricia was supposed to be the only one who was unharmed. We had been given orders ahead of time to not approach her carriage.
Was Patricia an accomplice?
Of course not. What would my stepmother have had to gain from such a...
Perhaps Lady Patricia would have done anything to return to the Empire, to her husband and daughter.
What exactly are you implying?
For the past few months, I've been spying on lords who defected to the Empire in order to investigate rumors about Lady Patricia. Cornelia's words were true. The two of them, I am afraid they conspired together after all.
Enough of this nonsense. You say she wished to return home? That isn't nearly enough reason to cause such a tragedy.
I do not intend to imply that the two of them were solely responsible for the whole affair. They were likely nobles who opposed the king, or potentially someone who wanted to throw the kingdom into chaos. The Empire and people like Solon and Kranya had their motives too.
So my stepmother joined with them to cause the tragedy. Is that what you believe?
Ultimately, this is just conjecture based on the evidence at hand. I have no idea what their true intentions were.
I see. We will hear what this man has to say. For now.
My lord had long felt that King Lambert's radical ways were dangerous. At the time, he was approached with an offer to take part in the incident at Dusker. My lord loves his homeland. To me, he embodied justice. We were only doing what we thought was right.
And so, in the name of justice, he caused massacre upon massacre out of love for his homeland. You murdered your own king, killed our soldiers, and involved innocent citizens. And yet you have the gall to speak of justice!
I am only standing before you now, because I could no longer bear the weight of my sins.
Do you regret your action?
No. I accept your hatred, and even the punishment of death. But I still believe it was a massacre in the name of justice.
Gilbert, lock this man in his cell.
Are you not going to kill him?
I will make that decision once I have had time to consider this man's definition of justice.
Yes, Your Highness.
You know, the funny thing about it is that this whole thing came pre-DLC, the whole Action Wolf, and now that I got to see Happy's and Dimitri's final support, we actually got to learn a little bit more about the tragedy of the, how, if I'm correct, if I remember this right, how Cornelia hid, well, basically something about hiding the whereabouts of Edelgard and just lying about how Edelgard was still back in the Empire. That's why Patricia started this whole tragedy of Dustguard along with Cornelia because she wants to see Edelgard that badly. Yeah. I guess if anything, I would have unlock the A support of Happy and Dimitri here instead of earlier, where I think it would make more sense if their support happened after this, because then that way he'll get more information about what happened and kind of figure out who's this Solon and Cronia people are. Because I still think Cornelia was a fake person. Anyways, enough rambling. Are you okay?
No, I cannot say that I am. Tell me, Professor, how well do you remember your father, Gerald?
Very well.
Soon enough, you will come to understand how painful it is to forget the faces of those who have passed on. To be honest, I cannot really remember my stepmother's... that woman's smile, nor the sound of her voice. I always told myself that I would not allow my mind to forget, and yet, all I can recall with clarity is her gazing away, so forlorn. Did my stepmother wish to go home so badly that she would kill Father and me? Kill her false family? Home, to her own blood. Her true family.
I don't have those answers.
I suppose it doesn't make any difference now. I am asking you questions you could not possibly know the answer to. I am finished with thoughts like that. I am finally able to go on living without clinging to hate. If I truly treasure those who have died, then I must earnestly atone for my sins. Father, Glenn, all of the soldiers who have fallen, the people of Dustguard who still suffer persecution. The only atonement I can offer them now is to take responsibility for this broken kingdom that has been entrusted to me.
Take responsibility for the kingdom.
That is why I feel that I must meet with Edelgard and try to talk to her. Do you think it is a fool's errand? Honestly, I think so too. But I must swallow my feelings and grudges, our whole history really, and ask her about this future that she sees. What she aims for once her domination is complete. What kind of justice she clings to as she fights. And why she felt it necessary to start this war. I believe that asking her these things is the true responsibility I have been tasked with as king.
How will you accomplish that?
We will march our troops to the Imperial capital. But before any battle begins, we will set up camp nearby and send a messenger. I will tell her that I need to speak with her in a safe place, without any weapons or troops. As to whether or not she will agree to my request, well, that rests solely on Edelgard.
I'm certain she will agree.
I would like to believe that as well. You know, Professor, when we fought in Ferdiad, Cornelia mocked me and called me pitiful. But even if it is true that my stepmother never loved me, I am not to be pitied. After all, I have allies and dear friends who care for me. And now, I also have you by my side.
That's actually sweet. All right. Let's begin the exploration. Supplier run, of course. Peach. Don't know. I still have that thingamajiggy. Good. Check. Everyone is there. Alright.
Sorry, but I'm not the fighting type. All I can do is lend you the stuff you need. And, pray to the goddess for your safety. Win, live, and return, okay? Mostly so you can pay me back for the stuff you borrowed.
Ah, boo.
Please.
Wait, is that Yuri? Yuri's here. Only the girls are there. I didn't realize Yuri is over there. Where's Balthus? In the kitchen. This is a rare sight.
How would you know what's rare and what isn't? I still believe in the goddess. Sort of. I couldn't recount a single word of scripture for you, but my mother always prayed. I picked up the habit from her. Believe it or not, I'm praying for you too. For you to come back safe.
Oh no, you're coming with me.
Professor, our next battlefield will be the Imperial capital. There will be no turning back. If you have any unfinished business here, you had best settle it before we depart.
Leave it to me.
I knew I could count on you. Good luck.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. The dude's birthday.
Thanks.
Professor, do you think Edelgard will show up?
Oh no, it's a cutscene. I cannot show a cutscene just yet. Or else it's gonna mess with the thing. Ignore! With a decisive battle ahead, Link visits us. Oh, this is the final month. This is the final month before everything goes haywire. The decision, the decisive battle. I think this might be a back-to-back chapter. As of this recording, I'm still trying to get all the support and all this stuff, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, okay, at least I have an idea how I want to end this. Well, what kind of stuff I want to put in this video and all stuff. That cutscene that I just skipped will be into this video, but not just yet. I want to get all the chit chatter, exploration, see what everybody's up to first before we get to the final battle. As a matter of fact, alright. I'll start by the fact by saying that there are some people that have master classes that I want them to finish. I'm not sure if I want Sylvain to finish up with the Holy Knight class. Maybe that's just for later on. I definitely want Mercedes to finish with the Grimoire. So do Annette. Ingrid will be done with the Falcon Knight for sure. I'm not sure if I want her to go back to Riven Rider, yeah. I think yes. That too, but what I'm planning is to use the time to the whole battle days to grind for class skills. I'm not trying to grind for experience. I think I'm good with experience, but that's gonna be hard. I definitely want these guys to finish with Warlock. I think I might want to make you to a War Monk and train you a lot, Constance. And I want you to finish your Trickster for definitely sure. Because if I feel like I'm going to play this game again for the future, I want at least all the special classes to be done. Everybody that has special classes, well, she's done with the special class. She's done with her special class. I want Sally to finish. These two need to finish with their special class. Her master class, master. Yeah, this is going to take me some time to finish. Why do I want to finish there instead of just waiting for the next playthrough that I play by myself? Well, it's because I'm going to play female Byleth when I play Fire Emblem on my own time to unlock other supports, and having them ready stronger
No.
and all that stuff would make things a lot easier. I mean, in case if you don't know, Blue Lion or Azure Moon is the final route I'm playing, and throughout the 4 route I played, I actually had the Blue Lions people, with the exception of Dimitri and Dedu and Gilbert, to get their skills a little bit more advanced, which is why if you see their skills, they're like already there. They're literally, I guess, if I have to say it, my strongest army as of yet.
Please.
But yeah, that's about my plan. Let's chit chat more.
I believe in you, but please ensure that His Highness survives as well. Fodlan's future would be in peril if we lost him. I would not be able to go on.
Leave it to
Thank
me.
you.
It matters not how just our cause may be. In the end, war is nothing more than organized murder. I understand the desire to reach a conclusion, but we mustn't overlook the sins inherent in our deeds.
I understand, of course. Or, I mean,
Sorry. I have a tendency to preach. We have lost so much, and in return, we have taken much from our enemies. I pray we can put an end to this cycle of violence. I have a request.
well, unfortunately, one way we're
Thank you
gonna
very
return
much.
back to this whole cycle of violence, even if we do succeed. That's just how the world works. I wanna be wrong about that, but it just how it goes.
Looks like we're nearing the end of this struggle. I'm sure Lady Rhea is on tenterhooks waiting for me to swoop in and rescue her.
Probably.
I was just kidding. Pay me no mind. Lady Rhea's not waiting for me, I know, no matter how much I might wish she were. She's waiting for you.
Fighting in the capital? Ugh. And we're fighting against Edelgard. Double ugh. But with you leading us, Professor, I know we'll win. Yeah! Woohoo! Fighting! I'm a little scared, to be honest. I'm just shouting to relieve the tension, but I'll be fine.
Wow, the T brothers are actually next to each other, except one is on the lower floor and the other one is on the a little bit higher.
Professor, at last, the end is nigh. I love the Empire. Part of me wants it to survive, but I know that is not reasonable. The Empire's time has come. The kingdom is battle-scarred, the Alliance is in tatters. People must be terrified. The world is crumbling around them. What we need now is a mighty leader who can rebuild Fodlan and rule it as a single nation. Nonetheless, it saddens me that we will not have an Adrestian Emperor.
At last, we've come to the final confrontation. Ruin to the Empire. Glory to Vargas.
Because the Alliance are still or no more.
Of course, to be perfectly honest, I would have much preferred to march against the Empire at the head of the Alliance. But I suppose I have Claude to thank for denying me that satisfaction, don't I?
Until the end, Claude trolls poor Lorenz out of everything he wants in life.
Whenever I think about how we'll be seeing Lady Rhea real soon, I get happy and really get cleaning. We'll get there for sure, right? We'll see her again?
For sure.
I just gotta believe Lady Rhea is waiting for us in the capital. We just have to find her.
5 years ago, Edelgard said a thing to me. Bridget is a vassal of the Empire. But she also said I always have the freedom to be choosing whether I am with or not with her. I will become the ruler of Bridget. So she said I must make my own path. So now, my path and her path will be colliding.
He intends to speak to the Emperor? She's his stepsister, I know, but this seems risky.
You're against him?
No, I'm not. I'm sure he's thought it through. If the two can settle this diplomatically, that would be the best way out of this mess. No more bloodshed. Let's just hope he doesn't become so overwhelmed with emotion that he's unable to strike her down, should the need arise.
I've been thinking about how we've got our own ideas about justice. And so does the Empire. And what's coming? It's not just a battle between us and them. It's our ideals that are fighting. Whoever wins will say they were right, and the other side was wrong. And I get it, that's how it goes. But nobody's willing to talk or compromise. So we'll fight to the death to prove the other guy's wrong. It won't be an easy battle, but let's make sure we come back alive. Right, Professor?
Well, I would say that Edelgard is at fault here because she doesn't want to speak to us about why she's doing this war thing in the first place. But then again, Dimitri's also at fault because he likes to keep things silent of the whole stepsister thing with Jiggy, and why he's like having this dark side to begin with.
Right.
So yeah, we're kind of both in the wrong at that point. I think the only one that might have not been in the wrong might have been Clyde. I think he's the only one that would have talked to us in the first talk. At least that's what I think. Maybe I might be wrong. Maybe I should explore Golden Deer. Again?
It's such a relief that we've made it this far without having to fight my father.
It sounds like you're scared.
You bet I'm scared. The Imperial Army hasn't lost a single battle with my father on the field. But still, I wonder what'll happen to him if we win.
I say good day to you, sir. Good day.
Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. Momentum's really picking up for this final battle, huh? Even I'm starting to feel tense. Me! Enbar's history goes back 1,400 years. That even predates the founding of the Empire. It's one of the sacred sites of the Seros faith, so it's a pretty big deal. But hey, no need to worry about the monastery while you're fighting the final battle. I've got it covered. I'll defend it to my last.
I think I trust Abyss Keeper more than you, but still, whatever. At least you're someone to take care of the monastery.
Seems like the war is gonna end soon. Once the dust settles, it'll be back to rolling in fat stacks of gold for me.
Of course.
Hey, how about a favor?
Do that. Now we're going into 2 days, right? Yeah, 2 days of fighting. Well, maybe if I can make it 2 days. Maybe I could just spend 1 day just boosting everybody's job skills. Well, class skills up. And hopefully I don't have to worry about using the other day to, you know, level up. Just use it to probably just do seminars. That's what I think. I think that should work.
While on some business, I went to see how the kingdom capital is getting on. There are still some things to work out before it can be restored. But generally, things seem to have calmed down. It's on its way to resuming its old energy. I think this will end up being a better kingdom than before. I really believe that.
I used to work for Cornelia in Ferdiad. I only followed her because I didn't want to die. But afterwards I felt so ashamed I wanted to die anyway. I still can't figure out why I did it. Anyway, I'm glad you did what you did. From now on, I'm going to devote myself to the kingdom and fight for what I believe in.
That damn Dimitri guy plans to chat with the Emperor. Can you believe that nonsense? Really though, we've been trying to kill each other and he wants to shoot the breeze? Is he dumb or just insane?
Maybe you're right.
No maybes about it, pal. You ask me, they should settle it like civilized folk. With their fists. Guess it's up to the one true king of grappling to talk some sense into old Dimitri. When I'm done with him, he'll be ready to brawl.
I don't know, maybe after you finish with him, Dimitri's gonna make quick work out of you, and I don't want you to die.
We're heading up to Embar next. I hope I make it back safe so I can tell my little sis about it.
I hear they got a neat opera house there, where Manuela used to perform. What was it called again?
Mayor Frank?
Haha, that's the one. My little sis always goes on about how much she'd like to see him perform. I know we can't see a show, but do you think we could at least see the building?
I bet we can.
I wonder what the Emperor looks like. I bet she's really scary. Oh, you don't think so? I've never seen her, so I was just guessing. She tried to destroy the kingdom and the Alliance, and order the capture of the Archbishop, right? I don't know. Someone who could do such terrible things just has to be really scary looking.
Professor! My mother might be in the city. I don't have many good memories of her, if I'm being honest, but she's dearer to me than my father. If you happen to see her, please make sure she's not caught up in all the fighting. She's only a civil servant, so hopefully she takes a cue from her Bernie and stays inside.
I keep thinking the war is near its end, then it isn't. When can we finally put this dreadful war behind us?
There's no end to war.
I suppose you're right. But we should still try our best to make the world a place where children can grow up happy and safe.
Returning to the monastery brings back so many memories from 5 years ago. Hard to believe we only spent a year together here. So much happened that it felt a lot longer than that. But it was all so exciting and so much fun. Honestly, I think those memories are what's kept me fighting this long. What was that year like for you, Professor?
It was lots of fun, I guess.
I don't think I could ask for a better answer. Let's all do our best to survive this, so we can come back here when it's all over. I know that's what I'll be doing.
I hope this is the final battle. Don't you, Professor? When the war is over, everyone will be busy with their own lives. But let's all meet up again someday. Right here at Garreg Mach. You, His Highness, my father, our monastery friends, the knights, everyone.
That's a great idea.
It was just a silly whim I had, but I really love it. Oh, and I'll bake a bunch of desserts for it. Reunion sweets. All we have to do now is win. Let's get to it, Professor. We'll be heading for the capital soon. So much rests on this moment. Will the war really be over if we take the capital?
It might not end right away.
You're probably right. But we'll get there eventually. I truly believe that a peaceful future is waiting at the end of all of this.
Unfortunately, that peaceful future is not going to include your brother, so I'm sorry, Mercedes.
I'm so glad you were assigned to the Blue Lion House, Professor. We made it this far, thanks to your guidance and leadership. There's a bitter fight ahead, that much is certain. You have my lance.
We will prevail.
Yes, let's do this together.
I should have just said, I count on you. Damn it.
Wanting so desperately to speak with Edelgard, just as we're about to fight. Could it be that the prince is having doubts about killing her?
It's only a formality, I believe.
I suppose they're the only ones who fully understand the extent of their relationship. He's certainly changed from the vengeful person he once was. I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm actually relieved. A king who's responsible for Fodlan's future can't exact personal vendettas and have a cold heart.
Yeah, that's true.
Once you set out on your next mission, you won't be able to have a proper meal for a while, right? You should eat up while you can. Build up your physical strength to prepare for the mission. It's very likely that Lady Rhea is confined in the Imperial Palace. If so, then our strategy will be to gain control of the streets and then assault the castle. A street battle followed by a castle invasion. It's just one battle after another. It'll be tough, but we have to win. For Lady Rhea.
10 years ago, Dagda and Bridget attacked the Empire from the west. Their final target was the capital. But they were countered at a port town long before they reached their destination. We spent a lot of time going back and forth, but at least we made it this far.
Life can be tough, you know. But if you've got your friends to help you through, it can be a lot easier. Maybe you butt heads sometimes, but that's okay. That's how you build bonds, right? And I've got friends, Professor. Plenty of those. It's true love that seems to have passed me by.
There's still hope.
But where is my true love to be found? Where is my ray of hope? At this point, you're the only man who pays attention to me. I guess I'll have to take what I can get.
I was born in Enbar. My mother and father met in a church there. Not too long after, I was brought into the world. I do not understand how war can happen in such a precious place. It is most regrettable.
When you think of it, as one approaches the end of a war, the sacrifices only grow larger, don't they? The winning side musters their forces and attempts to strike a decisive blow, while those of the losing side make desperate attempts to turn the war in their favor. Neither side will give. I only wish we'd consider those who lose their lives in that struggle.
We're far from safe ourselves.
Yes, exactly my point. Let's be careful to ensure we don't lose our own lives, Professor.
Dear Goddess.
What are you praying for?
For your safety. I'll do all I can to survive. But please, please don't die out there, Professor.
Here we are, facing the final battle with the Empire. It's been a long, difficult struggle. We have to get Lady Rhea back. And we have to crush the Empire in the name of Captain Geralt. He's watching over us now, protecting us. I know he is.
Rhea will be somewhere in the city. I wonder if she can sense us coming. The battle will soon be upon us. Let us both be at our best for what is to come.
At last, it's time to face the Flame Emperor, Edelgard. I know that the future of all Fodlan rests on this battle. Nothing else is more important. But for me, this is personal. For Captain Geralt's sake, I'm going to give it all I've got and more.
Yeah, you do that.
Enbar's streets are paved with unhappy memories, Professor. I've avoided the damned place ever since I abandoned my nobility. Swore never to return. Now here we are. To return in this manner. Well, I can't say it is something I ever imagined. Especially as I'm returning to end the Empire. What a strange feeling. Breaking one's history.
And I'm not forgetting about these guys now. Unlike last chapter.
Hey you, listen up. I've got something to report. The war is careening headfirst toward its grand finale. Do me a favor and get through this mess alive, okay? After the dust settles, maybe I'll go on to guard other entrances in other parts of the world. I'm a dreamer, my friend. Always have been.
Go! Abyss Keeper. Go and fulfill your dream into being a gatekeeper to everything else. You have my blessing. You will become the one true gatekeeper.
Is it true what they say? That the Archbishop is a captive of the Empire? I've never heard of anything so brash in all the Empire's long history. It is vexing that Lady Edelgard's true motives elude me. If only I still had noble connections to draw on. The loss of my house has proven to be a thorn in my side again and again.
The war might be over soon. All this time we've been fighting, and the end comes in the blink of an eye. I have no idea what I'll do afterwards, though. I guess I'll cross that bridge when I come to it.
It's okay to take your time.
I will. Though you already seem to know what you're going to do. Which is what, exactly? Actually, don't tell me your plans just yet. Let's revisit this topic when the war has drawn to a close.
You are correct, Happy. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Or else, because this is an anime game, I suppose it is an anime game. No, it's actually a video game. But everybody likes to treat it as an anime game because now it became more anime-ish than it was like a couple years ago. We got to be careful not to tell our plans of the future, or else we're gonna end up dead. Or Nanasia.
We're getting along a lot better with the Kingdom soldiers recently. Everyone's in higher spirits. When they first got here,
Some of them were aggressive toward us, even abusive.
All that's changed now. They've been courteous with us. Generous, even. It's nice to see.
You know the funny thing about the DLC is I could see who might end up as a couple in the end. Let's see what we got here. Ash and Ingrid, Mercedes and Annette. Annette and Gilbert are probably might happen. Balthus and Happy, Felix and Sylvain, Dimitri and Flame, Felix and Ingrid, Dimitri, Jude. Are they? Is this basically fates intertwine? Oh, I see. The lower it gets, the less heart there is. But the higher the heart is, the most likely it's gonna happen. So, if we were to end this game right now, Ash and Ingrid would be together. Mercedes and Annette gonna have an ending. Or Gilbert's not gonna be having an ending. Gilbert. No, but Dimitri is already gonna have an ending with Flame. These two gonna be together. But this is just, and I'm just saying, this is just right now. I could change this whole thing
Come back
in
soon now.
in a jet between here and towards the end of the game, because I might be just playing around with supports. But it's cool to see what's gonna happen. Oh, and this is something I think I should figure out. If I'm correct about Renown being transfer from a finished game to a new game plus, then it's best like at the final day of my free day, if I choose to explore, I need to offer all the items I have here, so I could get the maximum amount of renown points I can transfer to my new game plus, which should make my life easier when I play this game on my free time as female pilot. But yeah, that's about it I have. I shall see you when we get to that cutscene. Well, what are you doing? Oh, they're trying to sell beans. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Come get our beans, buy our beans. I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, and we're back here again. Oh dear, here we go.
Professor, do you think Edelgard will show up?
She will.
Well. It's been a long time, Professor. And hello to you too, Dimitri.
As I just said it.
Edelgard, I did not think you would actually accept my request.
Call it a win. Well then, what did you want to talk about?
I will get straight to the point. Why did you start this war? There had to be a way to change things in your territory without the need for so many senseless casualties.
It may be hard to believe, but this is the way that leads to the fewest casualties in the end. Don't you see?
What?
How could I? Countless people have already lost their lives in this conflict.
The longer we took to revolt, the more victims this crooked world would have claimed. I weighed the victims of war against the victims of the world as it is now, and I chose the former. I believe that I have chosen the best path, the only path.
Even after seeing the faces of those who have suffered the ravages of war, you would still force them to throw their lives away for the future? You are obsessively devoted to this war, and deaf to the screams of its victims. You cannot change the cycle of the strong dominating the weak with a method like that.
You kind of just replace yourself as the strong dominant.
You're wrong. That very cycle is exactly what I have devoted my life and my power to destroying. If after all of this, you believe the weak will still be weak, that is only because they are too used to relying on others instead of on themselves.
Yes, perhaps someone as strong as you are can claim something like that. But you cannot force that belief onto others. People aren't as strong as you think they are. There are those who cannot live without their faith, and those who cannot go on once they have lost their reason for living. Your path will not be able to save them. It is the path of the strong, and so it could only benefit the strong.
So you consider me strong, do you?
You know what this reminding of, and I think I said this before, is this is reminding me so much of the Shimigami Tensei alignment, law, neutral, and chaos, where towards the end your choice makes you decide. Your choice will lead you into either a law route, a chaos route, or a neutral route. And usually the law route is usually reserved for someone being on top of things, taking care and trying to have everybody follow some sort of rules and regulation, but somehow very strictly. While with the chaos route, usually it's freedom for everyone, but typically the strong is the one that survives throughout the chaos route, and neutral finds the balance between the two. As I'm sitting here listening to this conversation, I said it before that I have an inkling that Dimitri, if thinking through a Shimigami Tensei route, he is the law route. Edelgard is the chaos route, as she wants to destroy the current system. Yeah, and Claude is the neutral route. And this conversation kind of helps cement that.
Even if one clings to their faith, the goddess will never answer them. Countless souls will be lost that way, living without purpose. And I can be counted among those who have died that way as well. But that's why I must change this world, on behalf of the silent and weak.
And do you intend to become a goddess yourself? Will you steal the power to take action from the broken-hearted masses you claim to defend? The ones who can truly change the way of the world are not the rulers, but the people. Pushing your own sense of justice and your own ideals onto even one other person is nothing more than self-righteousness.
Maybe it is self-righteousness, but it doesn't matter. Someone has to take action and put a stop to this world's endless, blood-stained history.
Do you not believe in the power of the people to join together and rise up? Humans are weak creatures, but they are also creatures who help each other, support each other, and together find the right path. I have learned that humans are capable of all that from the Professor, and from everyone in my life.
I doubt a highborn person like yourself could know how the poor feel or what motivates them. This is nonsense, though I'm finally starting to understand how you feel. But that makes it even clearer to me that we can never fully understand each other.
I feel the same. I finally understand. What you believe is right.
Goodbye, Dimitri.
Wait, Edelgard. There is something I must give you. This is for you. Use it to cut a path to the future you wish for. And I will rise up to meet you there. Elle?
He was like, what the hell?
Elle! So it's true. You're really going away? Going back home?
There's nothing I can do about it. It's all happening so fast. I'm as surprised as you are.
Elle. Here. I want you to have this. Elle, listen to me. No matter how hard things get, you can't give in, okay? You've got to cut a path to the future you wish for, no matter what.
It's a dagger? Why would you give me something like this?
Oh, I'm sorry. I couldn't think of anything better to give you.
Edelgard, what are you doing? It's time to go. Hurry and get in the carriage.
Oh, I'm sorry, Uncle. I have to go now.
I remember now. You gave me a dagger all those years ago.
I'm still sorry about that. I should have given you something that would have made you happier.
Perhaps. At the time, I was quite flustered by such a dangerous gift. I left without giving you a proper response, and that was the last time we saw each other.
True. It is a sweet memory, with a bitter ending.
And then she met you again, except that she had hired someone to kill both you and Claude. Don't know how she tried to save herself.
I'm afraid it will do no good to reminisce, Dimitri. That girl you knew back then is gone, as good as dead. But I'll tell you now what I wasn't able to tell you back then. Thank you, my dear forgotten friend. Because of you, I never lost my heart. As for the future, that will be decided in battle. King of Fargus, as the Emperor, I shall await your arrival in Inbar.
Diplomacy has failed. Time for war. If you know where that line comes from, I applaud you. With a decisive battle ahead, Link visits the cemetery.
Sorry. It looks like I'm going to have to leave you now.
One day, I hope you'll give this ring to someone you love, as well as I love her.
Someone I love. Did I get almost everyone here? I think I did. Huh. I must be a good supporter then. Alright. Well. Who will I pick to be my little wife in this route? I'm thinking. I will choose.
Reach for my hand.